Present.
Faulkner.
Here.
Configlio. DeVersa.
Here.
Russell.
Here.
And President Dawes.
Here. This time we'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Remain standing for the invocation which will be given by the Reverend Dr. William Blair from the New Creation Assembly of God. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please pray with me. Our Father, we thank you for your love and grace, and we ask that you bless us with your presence and your oversight tonight. May your peace dwell in our city, this beautiful city of Jamestown. May your dominion reign over all of the surrounding region, and also that our city would be rebuilt and built again on godly love, righteousness, truth, mercy, and justice. Look upon us with favor and pour your blessings on this our land, your people, your community. May our city's leadership seek and know your love and guidance in humble submission. May the abundance of our Father's love and goodness release restoration and healing in every household and family. May all of the people of the city be restored to righteousness and the unconditional love of our Lord and Redeemer. We love you and we thank you for this night. Fill our lives and our hearts with hope and protection and blessing of our city. Amen.
Thank you. Do you have approval of the minutes for the March 25th voting session?
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Reynolds. Do you have any messages from the mayor?
We do. Dear council members, in March 2024, the city of Jamestown welcomed 3 new employees to its ranks. Joseph Bergman joined as parks laborer, Rob Johnson joined the Jamestown Police Department, and Allison Murphy Johnson joined the Jamestown Police Department as case manager in crime victims. Additionally, we bid farewell to 2 dedicated City of Jamestown Fire Department employees who retired from their positions and duties, Battalion Chief Brian Achterberg and firefighter Robert Walburn. I kindly request that we acknowledge and extend a warm welcome to our new hires while also celebrating and commending the retirees for their exemplary service to the City of Jamestown and its constituents during the upcoming April 29, 2024 City Council meeting. Very truly yours, Kimberly Day Eckert.
Thank you. At this time, I give opportunities for people to address the council. If there's anyone here that would like to speak this evening to the council, please give your name, address, and limit your remarks to 5 minutes. Is there anyone here who would like to speak?
Thank you, Mr. President. Tom Nelson, 21 Hunter Street. I'm also the District 13 representative in the county legislature. I was glad to see in the paper today that Councilman Bill Reynolds was bringing up the deer problem. It's still a problem. I know, and I know, because I served on that council for 6 years, I know there are many more problems, many more pressing issues that you've got to deal with, but this is one of them, and it does need to be addressed. I want to set the record straight on the false narrative that is going around about the program that we proposed when I was on council. I've heard it, saw it in the paper today, and I've heard it said that it wasn't passed because of a last minute change. There's several last minute changes. It's not true. The only thing we did at the last meeting before we voted, we suggested that rather than do it citywide, do it in 1 or 2 of the wards and see how it worked. So it was an effort to compromise, an effort to reach out and say, hey, what can we do this and see how it goes? And so I want that to be the record we set in that. You know, at that time there were members who were for it, members who were against it, and some were undecided. And we worked for a year. We talked with people, mayors of other cities, police officers, police chiefs from other places where it had been done, and where it had worked. So I think it can be done. I think it can be done safely. We did our research, and I agree, safety should be a top priority. So I'm hopeful that the council will pursue this. I know it's gonna take a little courage. I know there are people out there opposed to it. So I hope you do the right thing and look into it, propose it, and see what you can do, because it's still a problem. And again, thank you to Councilor Reynolds, and I have talked to some other council members about it. So I appreciate their concern, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay tuned, there's going to be an announcement about that under new business.
All right.
Is there anyone else who would like to address the council this evening?
Yes, Council President. My name is Patrick Smeraldo. I reside at 5 Westwood Drive in Jamestown, New York, 14701. Not as nice here with the note keeping. I've been scribbling since about 8 o'clock, actually about 6 o'clock this morning, since I read the Post-Journal. I reside in the city of Jamestown. I have my whole life. I didn't have that choice, to be honest with you, for when I was purchasing homes in the city. It was a family rule, law, whatever it was. If you're going to take money off the tax rolls, you live in the city. I'm not saying that everybody has to do that. That's what I was told to do. I was somewhat disturbed this morning when I saw the letter about, or the article about the fees for the baseball rental and fees in the fields. I don't have a problem with it. In fact, it affects me. My son plays for a team that will play in those fields. His team, or me as a parent, I'm going to have to come up with that money. I have zero problem with that. I think we've been afforded the luxury the last couple of years to be able to use those fields for free, but we're a city, and the city has commitments to make. It is what it is. I don't think it's a crazy amount of money to ask. I don't think people realize, and I don't blame this on the Post-Journal, about the department structure that we have in this city. For example, in 1986-ish, 5-ish, I worked for the Parks Department while I was in college and mowed lawns. We had about 45 people at that in the Parks Department at the time. I believe there's about 17 right now. Just last year, these are just events that I know of: St. Patrick's Day, Easter egg hunt, Memorial Day, Christmas in July, Summer Wellness Fairs, Cruising, Comedy Festival, Gus Macker, Labor Day, Halloween event, and the Christmas Parade. Those are events our Parks Department has to take care of. It's a lot for 17 people. Plus, I learned a couple years ago when we were doing the Memorial Day Parade, when I was told by the Parks Department that we have to clean up those abandoned homes so that our citizens can enjoy the Memorial Day Parade, because foreclosed homes and banks don't take care of the grass. We do. That's a lot. Plus do the grass. Plus do everything else in the city. I don't think that's a lot to ask. I'm assuming that the maintenance of those fields might happen after hours. That's overtime costs. The city shouldn't bear that. It is what it is. I don't know if the travel ball clubs, all coaches, kids reside in the city, but that's where we're at in the city. A lot of things have changed like that over the years. To be honest with you, as I look over at Chief Kuhn at the table, my company, Collaborative Children's Solutions, does Christmas in July in the stadium. That's not a city event. We do that. I'm not offended that we have to pay a $400 fee to have the fire guys there to make sure there's not an accident and 5,000 people are involved in a tragedy. It's the price of doing business. It is what it is. I'm also really looking at Deputy Chief Forrester there. Mid-80s, 90s, I think we had about 85 policemen in this city. We're right around the low 60s. The city's dealing with 2 heinous crimes last week against infants. And we're worried about fees? It's ridiculous. Have another bake sale. Cough up. Do what you got to do. This is a city, and that's the price of doing business. I often look at Crystal, who takes a beating for houses and blight houses. I got a shovel in the car. Let's go get it. Let's go take one down right now, Crystal. It doesn't work that way. We're a city. School systems charge to use their facilities, their fees. They're in a municipality, just like we are. So the fact that we're sitting here discussing this is ridiculous. Dan Stone and every department in this city, from the employees that work in this building, in every department, give everything they have to the city. countless hours and to be brutalized on social media of why we have certain positions and what are we trying to cover up for, that's ridiculous. That's what I have to say.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to address the council?
Champ 225 Bowling Street, Jamestown. I want to follow up on this discussion on the resolution for the bonds. And I hope the council understands now, because I raised this question before, that you understand the momentum and the policies and the idea behind bond anticipation notes and serial bonds. And it's critical that that be part of the formula that you're funding this bond for. In addition to that, starting off on this resolution, it states, whereas various city department heads were applicable, competent architectural and engineering firm duly licensed by the state of New York have at the instance of city council, prepare plans and estimates where applicable engineering and architectural studies and estimates additional costs of the acquisition and construction of the building, including new maintenance facility, total cost not to exceed $2.740081. If something like that is so critical, why was that not in play? And I know that this administration was not in charge of that first go-around in 2019, where they were going to probably have the municipal garage on Allen Street, a totally inappropriate location. But that nevertheless started the process of where this is going. So $3 million was thrown out there. And by the way, we don't know what the amortization schedule is. So I want to be clear that it's not $2.7 million because you have interest in terms of it. So when you tell the people that you're going to bond, and the terms are 30 years with an interest rate, and I would ask what that interest rate's going to be. Maybe you don't know yet. It's a lot more than $2.7 million. And why did we get here and how did that happen? I guess you could point fingers at a variety of issues, pandemic, supply chain, all of this. But where was a instrument of caretaking of these funds that would be needed during this whole process? How did we get to 92% increase from the previous amount? 92. If that was in the private sector, you'd be fired. So now we can bond. Communities have the ability to bond. People go out and get a mortgage to buy a house. They have a down payment. They get a term. They get a period of time to pay it back. So what I want to see attached to this resolution, if it's not ready, attach it as soon as possible on the city's website. What the total cost of this bond is going to be for those that are here now and those that are going to be paying for it for the next 25, 30 years. That's the process of financing bonding. And why we did not use any American Rescue Plan, where I advocated for developing a priority assessment on buildings a long time ago, in terms of applying this money, we wouldn't be bonding for any of this. Now you went around and bought vehicles, necessarily so. Now those vehicles have to be housed somewhere. You were going to be down in Steel Street or a new garage. So why did the vehicles have a priority over the buildings in terms of American Rescue Plan? Did anybody think about how that was going to perhaps work down the road? So if there's any American Rescue Plan money still available, you should be using it for something that will decrease your bonding. Because when you get into the bonding process, it's a long-term financial commitment. It's not like paying the credit card off and you're done with it. It keeps going and going and going, unless you get involved with balloon payments and things like that, which are done in some other places. So I really question as to, is this the way we want to do this? You decided that you were going to fund splash pads. So are splash pads more important using American Rescue Fund money than the municipal garage? And the mayor has decided that, maybe you're gonna have a shortfall coming, so does that mean you're gonna shut the splash pads down next year, 2 years, 3 years from now? I don't know. My point is this, bonding is scarce money and sacred money. Only should be used absolutely necessary. So the process you've got in front of you tonight, whether you approve or you don't approve, I assume you will, but I want to see what the total cost of this bond is for the next 30 years. I want to see the amortization schedule attached to the bond resolution. Otherwise, is it $6 million, not 3? Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to speak this evening?
Good evening, my name is Mike Kersey. I live on 222 Park Street. I'm a new resident to this community. I've only been here a couple of days short of a month. I just wanted to share with you that we had options on where we could reside and where we could work, and we chose Jamestown. And I want to tell you why we chose to come to Jamestown is because we believe that this community has a stellar past and a bright future. And I just want to say, from the places we could be living in New York State, I'm proud to be a new resident of Jamestown, New York. I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. Could always use some positive news. Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like to address? Seeing none, we'll move on. Are there any presentation petitions or any other communications? No. We have reports from our standing committees. We'll start with our Finance Committee, and the first 7 resolutions on finance will be sponsored by Councilman Faulkner.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing payment of the regular audit.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Shelton.
Aye.
Brackman. Patternetti.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
President Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor and police chief to accept funding in the amount of $20,000 and no cents provided by the state of New York.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Shelton.
Aye.
Brackman. Patternetti.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
President Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the Jamestown Police Department to purchase a dry safe from Searchy for a total price not to exceed $14,900.26.
Thank you. Is there any questions or comments?
Just a note, funding provided through the 2024 budget capital requests as well as money obtained through DWI funds.
Thank you. Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Shelton.
Aye.
Brackman. Patternetti.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
And President Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the Director of Public Works to enter into a shared services agreement with the New York State DOT for an amount not to exceed $25,000 and no cents from April 1st, 2024 to March 31st, 2024.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I think the date
This
is
date is all.
The date?
3 years.
27.
2027.
Yeah, I didn't.
And that's 25 per year, right, Mark?
It's a 4-year contract.
28 is the
Yeah.
expiration.
2028.
So it should be March 31, 2028.
It's correct in the resolution.
Right. It's just not. All right. Any other questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Shelton.
Aye.
Brackman. Patternetti.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
President Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to submit to the Empire State Development Corporation an application for grant funding for the Prendergast Landing project on behalf of the owner of said building and to execute all necessary documents with New York State and Empire State Development should the city of Jamestown be successful in securing funding through the Round 8 Restore New York Communities Initiative application process.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Shelton.
Aye.
Brackman. Patternetti.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
President Wilson.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the mayor to submit to the Empire State Development Corporation an application for grant funding for the Furniture Mart Building redevelopment on behalf of the owner of said building and to execute all necessary documents with New York State and Empire State Development should the city of Jamestown be successful in securing funding through the Round 8 Restore New York Communities Initiative application process.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman.
Aye.
Kennedy. Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Aye.
And President Dolls.
Aye.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution designating an additional $73,316.50 in American Rescue Plan Act lost revenue funds for the purpose of funding the implementation of the Springbrook ERP project.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I just want to make a comment that here we are once again. We're given a number for a project, and now we have before us that this project is going to increase by $73,316 coming from our American Rescue Plan Act Lost Revenue Fund. I continue to not understand why we're given numbers for projects, and they continue to change and increase and increase.
Thank
If I get a number, I got a dollar amount to have a tree removed at my house today, $1,200. If the guy comes back to me 2 weeks from now and tells me it's $2,400, I'm gonna tell him goodbye. So I don't know why these projects continue to increase after the fact.
May I interject?
Sure.
Again, I'll give you a little history. It's probably going to take a little bit longer than anticipated, and if I can recall it correctly. If we go back to the end of 2022, the option was presented in front of us to just automatically sign with Springbrook at an amount of $60,000, give or take a little. At that point in time, we learned it did not go through the bid process. Correct me if I'm wrong, Corporation Counsel.
There was an RFP process where we submitted a group of,
That was after this one.
yes,
So then the next spot was to send a true RFP process to ask for submission of new software. At that point in time, the then controller, Mr. Selstrom, I believe left.
yes.
This project was handed into the laps of an IT director, and if, for all of you to be recalled, we were without a controller for a year. So in that process, the RFP was awarded at a cost of roughly $90,000. Move forward to 2023. First person I brought in is a controller. 2 people who have had experience with an ERP project is myself and the controller. Let me go back to December. After I won, I was confronted with an obligation in front of me of the current deputy controller who advised me while we had the consultants in the building in the midst of an ERP system that she was looking for another job and we should stop the training because it didn't make sense to train her if she was going to leave. I made the ultimate decision to do that with the staff, including City Clerk Mark Dean, who is the project administrator, consulted a little bit with Elliot, and we pushed the project out until after the first of the year when there would be a controller who was going to manage this project. That cost us roughly $13,000, that decision alone. Now we get in here, and myself and Mrs. Thomas go through, and in that quote in ERP, which Ms. Brackman can address, it was not complete. It did not contain all of the documentation and modifications that needed to be made. It was inaccurate and understated. So the $70,000 in front of you is what we need for a half-baked program before this administration came on to continue to do the best we can do for our citizens and our employees. There's the short of it.
Any other questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon.
Aye.
Brackman.
Aye.
Kennedy.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Yes.
Faulkner.
Aye.
DeVersa.
Aye.
Russell.
Nay.
President Dolls.
Aye. The next 3 resolutions will be sponsored by Councilman Sheldon.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing the Jamestown Police Department to enter into a purchase agreement with Robert Green Auto Truck for 2 2024 Dodge Durango trucks for an amount not to exceed $84,695.60. Funding to come from the 2024 budget capital requests.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Petroniti?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Aye.
Diversa?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
President Bose?
Aye.
A resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with R. Patty Concrete Excavating for street reconstruction 2024 West Virginia Boulevard for a total bid of amount of $177,907.50. Project will be funded through CHIPS funds.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Petroniti?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Aye.
Diversa?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
President Bose?
Aye.
Got a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute an agreement with R. Patty Concrete Excavating for street reconstruction, Superior Street 2024, for a total bid amount of $166,169.50. This project will be funded through CDBG funds.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Petroniti?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Aye.
Diversa?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Bose?
Aye.
Resolution 11 has been moved to the Public Works Committee. Resolution 12, authorizing the mayor and Mark Rexler, Junior PE to purchase for the Streets Division of the Department of Public Works from Henderson's Products, Inc., a new 2026 model year Freightliner chassis with Henderson body and plow package, dump plow truck, with total amount not to exceed $273,280.00.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
And how is that funded, Mark? That's capital. Capital? Okay.
Any other questions? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Petroniti?
Nay.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Aye.
Diversa?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Bose?
Aye.
A resolution declaring the city's new central maintenance facility project, type 2 action under SECRA, declaring the city as lead agency with respect to the environmental review of the proposed action, and be it further resolved that the proposed action will not have any adverse impact on the environment.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Petroniti?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Aye.
Diversa?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Bose?
Aye.
And finally, a resolution authorizing the issuance of to $2,740,081.01 aggregate principal amount serial bonds of the city of Jamestown, New York, pursuant to the local finance law, to finance the additional costs of the acquisition and construction of buildings.
Thank you. Any questions or comments?
I'm just asking that after today that the council be briefed right up until this project is complete on the expenses that are going forward, so we do not exceed $1.7 million if we are to receive the $1 million from New York State. I don't want any more surprises, to be frank.
Any other questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Petroniti?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Aye.
Diversa?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Bose?
Aye. That completes our resolutions for finance. Move on to public safety. Councilman Russell will sponsor the first resolution.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing Detective Craig Damon to attend the FBI Post-Blast Investigator School to be held at the State Preparedness Training Center in Oriskany, New York, from May 19th through May 24th, 2024.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon?
Aye.
Brackman?
Aye.
Petroniti?
Aye.
Reynolds?
Yes.
Faulkner?
Aye.
Diversa?
Aye.
Russell?
Aye.
And President Bose?
Aye. Our next resolution will be sponsored by Councilman Paterniti.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution authorizing fire investigators Andrew Caruso, Ryan Saunders, Adam Aiken, and Emily Webster to attend the International Association of Arson Investigators Annual Fire Arson Investigation Seminar in Saratoga Springs, New York, beginning Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024, from through, it should say through Friday, May 24th, 2024.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
and President Hills.
Aye. That concludes our resolutions from safety. We'll now move on to public works. There are now 2 resolutions there. Both will be sponsored by Councilman Diversa.
Thank you, Mr. President. I have a resolution suspending the hiring freeze and authorize the filling of the following position due to the essential nature of the position. And that is a laborer in the Department of Public Works, and this position is vacant as a result of a resignation.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
and President Hills.
Aye.
And I have another resolution authorizing the City Council of the City of Jamestown to approve the following fees. Travel baseball and softball teams, $125.00 per game to include practice time. Adult flag football, $200.00 per team. Adult softball teams, $365.00 per team. And these changes shall take effect May 1st, 2024.
Thank you. Are there any questions or comments?
Yes, I have one. I would like to see that resolution amended to reflect, it be more defining relative to the costs of the individual pricing for each of those teams, stating that they should be per team, per game.
Adding the per team per game on the travel baseball and softball.
Yes.
Do I have a motion, or do I, the clerk, please poll the council on the amendment. Sorry.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Hills.
Aye. Clerk, please poll the council on the new resolution.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Aye.
Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
President Hills.
Aye. That concludes our resolutions that are pre-filed. Do we have any report from special committees? Report of city officers? Reports from councilmen and administrative boards? Any unfinished business? We do have one resolution under new business, and that will be sponsored by Councilman Sheldon.
Thank you, Mr. President. Whereas the donation was made by Chautauqua Region Community Foundation from the Bucks for Baseball Fund in the amount of $5,332.44 to be designated to support upgrades at Russell E. Beecher Junior Park, and resolved that the city of Jamestown hereby accepts the donation, and be it further resolved that the Jamestown City Council hereby extends its appreciation and gratitude on behalf of the citizens of the city of Jamestown, Chautauqua Region Community Foundation for their generous donation.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? Clerk, please poll the council.
Councilmember Sheldon,
Aye.
Brackman,
Aye.
Kennedy,
Aye.
Reynolds,
Yes.
Faulkner,
Yes.
Diversa,
Aye.
Russell,
Aye.
and President Hills.
Aye. Is there any new business to come before the council?
I have an announcement, Mr. President. The 73rd Annual National Day of Prayer is being held Thursday, May 2nd across this country. And from all the news you read and see and hear, this city, this county, this state, this country, this world needs a lot of prayer. And we need to have folks understand that the power of prayer works. And I can personally attest to that on several occasions. So be cognizant and look for places to go. Schools at the flagpole, churches. We used to have a program here in Tracy Plaza. I don't know if anything's scheduled this year or not. Some of the ministers from local churches used to put that on, but I'd just like to make sure everyone's aware that National Day of Prayer is Thursday.
Thank you. Any other new business? I do have one announcement, and Mr. Nelson, our legislator, was here this evening talking about the deer. Something he worked very hard on for a couple of years. There's been a lot of chatter in the public, there's been a lot of people talking about it, and so what I have done is I have set up a committee. I have asked Councilman Paterniti to chair a deer management committee to resurrect that. Councilman Reynolds and Councilman Faulkner will serve on that committee. I've instructed the committee will then decide to add members, if they're public members, DEC, anyone from the public that they feel has expertise in this, to work on this throughout the spring and into the summer, conduct public meetings, as we did before, kind of go back, look at it again, and see if we can come up with a plan. It's not an easy task, as Councilman Legislator Nelson will tell you, but I think it's worth looking at again and bringing it forward and see if there is another plan or a similar plan to what was originally proposed, to take a look at if there's something we can do to try to manage the deer, look at other cities, towns, villages, incorporate our outlying neighbors, anything that we can to bring to the table and come up with some other ideas that might help control the deer population within our city limits. And again, that will take place in the next several months, and the plan would be, if something were to come through that by the end of the summer, to be implemented into the fall as we get closer to the season that normally would occur. And again, we're not making any promises, we're not making any specific plans this evening. This is just an announcement that the committee will be starting back up, and we'll start to look at some long-range plans, that things that we could possibly do. So I just wanted to make that announcement tonight. Seeing no other action, meeting adjourned.